Because when you find a point where the father is missing, the figure, then the uncles take over.
Yes.
You know, that's how the traditional setup was, so that to cover all these damages that are being done. Today, we have become an isolated society, where you come in, you want to have a family, you lump them up as a nuclear, and you sit in a corner. You don't want anything to do with your family. You don't want anything to do with the extended family. You don't want anything to do with culture and the way things are done. I think if we also have to fix this thing, that we must go down to the root cause.
Yes.
Because we might be fixing the branches and saying, okay, maybe the branches are not well pruned, maybe the stem is, but the problem is the root. The way it sucks the nutrients from a family, it sucks dissent, it sucks anger, it sucks rebellion,
yes,
and all those things. I think if we have to fix this thing, that we must go down to the point where, if today there's no Robert and there's a son of Robert, who stands in and make this man a man, and comes and criticizes and says, even kunyorosha, like the problem is that we're raising gender, oi, usikuze mtoto yangu. And uncle comes in and to advise you on how to raise the boy. Hapana wewe wachana Jaden wangu.
Pambana na yako.
Yes, pambana na yako, pambana na hali yako. I think we also a society that is becoming rebellious to the ways that things were done. And we must go down to where we had this thing wrong.
Right.
There's something I saw the other day. There are two scenarios I want to give you.
Yes.
One, there's someone who's posted somewhere in our community, we circumcise boys. And this is what we say, is that this is how it happens, is that tunasemanga atumwagi damu ya mtu. As in, a son at the end of the day has to find their heritage. That's where they get initiated.
Right.
At
Yes.
the end of the day. So there's this lady who said, right, my son has come of age. And now I'm supposed to initiate the boy into adulthood. And in our church, they are going to initiate a group of from different communities and all that. So it means it's a mixture of culture and ethics in terms of what is trained to the child. And they were asking, all right, so mtoto nifanyaje, nimpeleke wapi? First scenario. Second scenario, I saw someone posted and said, I walked into my son's room with said 15 years, and she found him masturbating.
Right.
And she was like, how do I deal with this? I cannot even think straight. Right now, I'm disturbed. First scenario, the question of heritage. Identity. You've talked about identity crisis. And I think that's what is killing a lot of men. You don't know who you are. You don't know where you came from. You don't know what you are. What, are you a man or a woman? Do you come from left or right? And all that? There is a crisis of alienation where children are being alienated from their heritage, from where they came from their source.
Right.
If you look at the Bible, from the first man, it has a chronology all the way to there.
Yes.
If you want to look at the 1,000 generation, even if today you want to look at you, Robert, and we follow up with the Bible, you will find mpaka ni nani alikuza, kama ni Noah, kama ni Yusufu, kama ni nani.
Mimi nadhani niko kwa lineage ya David.
Yes. At the end of the day, it goes there.
Yeah.
We are alienating the generations from their source,
yes,
from the heritage, from the lineage and all that. Where is the danger? Because now the mother is asking, where do I take him? And he knows where the father is. I mean, the child did not fall. Unajua baba yake.
Right, yes.
But you don't want to take, maybe you feel like the father is not worth it. Like maybe I cannot, but you're taking away the heritage of this child.
Absolutely.
How do we fix this? Because you see now this is self-inflicted.
Yes.
Wewe umekaa hapo unajua baba ya mtoto ni nani.
Right.
Lakini unatuuliza upeleka wapi mtoto? Upeleka kwa babake.
In fact, it's funny that you say that, Mr. Bitok. It doesn't make sense to me when a lady says the man is not worth it. Well, while you're having sex with him, wasn't he worth it? When you're bringing this child together, you understand? And I'm a believer of heritage. You have to know where you've come from. I am proud about Busia. You understand what I'm saying? I don't care where I go. I've spoken in podiums, by the grace of God, all over the world. But I never miss to speak about Puhalalire Busia. You must have a root. A tree that has the roots cut off will start dying. And for men, for these boys who need to go into circumcision, I think it's only fair that you send them to their father and uncles for them also to be told what this circumcision is all about. You know, circumcision now has become fashionable. You know, it's fashion because everybody's doing. But you need to be told, listen, this is a sign of maybe going into manhood. And real men, yes, and this real men don't abuse women, real men don't beat their wives, real men don't argue with their wives, real men don't gossip. So they inculcate some values based on your heritage. You're told, you know, your great-grandfather was a respected chief, and we need to see the legacy being carried through. You understand what I'm saying? And you got to get to a place where, as long as the boy has a heritage that does not bring harm to the child, you need to send him back for that string to be seen. Because what happens, there are some children you ask today, some boys, so where are you from? Guess what they'll tell you? Lavington. I'm a Buru. If people were told today, you have to leave the city and go back to where you came from, some will leave Buru to go to Karen because they don't know actually where they are from. Yeah, so heritage is key. And I'm a believer. And sadly, some of these things on social media, Western movies and programs have conditioned our minds to think that we don't need the extended family. Nowadays, if you see a kid doing something stupid in the estate and you pinch them, the next day the parents will get you a lawyer to sue you. You understand? We need to say that, you know, be talk today. And thank God I'm not dying anytime soon. But we have friends who have died.
Yeah.
Can I be honest with you? We have forgotten their children.
Man, sad.
It's easy to say in their funerals, when you know your father was a good friend, your uncle was a good friend, now we will stand with you. 2 weeks later.
The biggest lie.
2 weeks later.
The biggest lie.
People don't. I talked to a widow and my heart broke. Said the way men talked during her husband's funeral. She even gave me examples. One said, you know, this man here is the one who made me start my own business. And because he set me up for life, his children will never lack. Another speaker came and said, we will always protect you. We will be calling you, we will be doing shopping. Another speaker came and said, we will be attending your sports day. Another one came and said this. This widow told me. And I'm telling you, the few who call her is not to pay school fees, not to find out how they're doing, but they're trying to sleep with her.
The same guys who are saying we'll send you your family.
Those are the boys we are raising to men.
And the lies that happens in burials, yes.